Good day, folks. My name is Carl Fisher. I'm the creator of the 555 Golf System and the proud owner of the 555 Golf Academy, headquartered here in the hospitable Dallas-Fort Worth area. You know, with over 40 years teaching experience in multiple countries, I'm also the humble leader of your very smart and dedicated 555 team. Are you struggling? Then it may be time to get off that punishing, go-nowhere golf turbo treadmill. Golf is much simpler than you think. You know, it just needs to be explained properly. Our vast video library is the answer, and we are adding to it all the time. These brief 555 golf videos will help you improve and have more fun. Now, isn't that what you really want out of your golf game? Enjoy and please pass this along to your friends. Welcome aboard and enjoy the ride. You should have already watched the big picture video. If not, take a moment and watch it now. These lessons are cumulative in content and should be watched in order. In our discussions, we will refer to 4 different perspectives. They are body on, down the line, up the line, and top down. Let me show you them in order. Body on is when you're looking at my hips and chest straight on. Down the line is when you're looking through my brace shoulder towards the target where I'm swinging. Up the line is where you're my target and I'm swinging to you. Top down, when necessary, simply looks down from the top and we can see spine angle. There's another thing that we do in 555 golf that's really very special and separates us from our competitors. When we talk about handing, right-handed or left-handed, we just don't do that because there's confusion. We refer to the hand on the target side as the target hand, and the hand on the brace side, the push side, as the brace hand. Now that also applies to a brace ear and a target ear, a brace foot and a target foot, a brace hip and a target hip. So that's something we just wanted to share with you. If we refer to the word target something or other, you'll now understand. Let's get started with the 4 groups of 5. We will be discussing these in logical order, the first being the 5 setups. Now the 5 setups are passive and static. They are posture, grip, stance, ball location, and alignment. Let's start with posture. In a body-on position, I don't want to be stooped over. In a down-the-line position, I don't want to be stooped over and round-backed. So posture is basically defined as chin and chest tallish. And when we get fully tall, I've got my knees locked right now. And as I unlock my knees, I will plunk. You'll see it. There. Let me do it for you, body on. I'm locked-kneed, and as I release my knees, you'll see me plunk there. That loosens my knees and enables them to make a rotation and be athletic. That's really the core to posture. It's an athletic setup that gets us ready to go. Now, the next thing is grip. It's the only connection between us and the golf ball is via our grip. The 8 basic swing grips are 1, the one-handed grip. I can have my target hand on and I can swing the club, or I can have my brace hand on and swing the club. The split grip is the next grip. The hands are not joined, they're separated. It's called the hockey grip at times. The next one is the baseball grip or the 10-finger grip. You'll notice that the knuckles are on line, but that's the 10-finger or baseball grip. The next grip, left hand on, target hand on, interlock. That's how it looks, body on, and as I get up to the hands exposed position, you'll see that the knuckles are relatively in line, but the index finger in the target hand and the little finger in the brace hand are in fact interlocked. Now that's called the overlap or the Varden. There's a variety. You can actually go two-finger interlock or two-finger Varden, which looks like this. It's very unusual, but there are people that interlock both of the little fingers. We now have a grip that some people play, but it's very unusual. It's called a reverse grip, a reverse split. I can actually put my brace hand high instead of my target hand high, and I can split the grip as I did before. Okay? I can actually now do my baseball grip. This is the normal one. And I've got the ability to do a reverse baseball grip, brace hand high, target hand low, and it looks like this. It's a 10-finger grip, reversed hands, all the hands and fingers in contact. We now can do another one called the overlap, okay? And what happens here is you've got the index finger in the target hand overlapping the little finger in the brace hand. So that's called an overlap. If we do a reverse overlap, it's just the reverse. We have the little finger overlapping the index finger. The last grip that we have is called target hand low, and that's where the target hand is below the brace hand. Remember, swing grips are best served with parallel axes or hinge pins. This is a parallel neutral thumb index finger V that you're looking at. The target hand is on. The V between the thumb and index finger points at my sternum. The brace hand, when it's put on, the V also points at the sternum. Now, there are three substantially differences in grips. Neutral, which is what I'm at. Thumb on top, V at the sternum. Brace hand on, thumb on top, V at the sternum. There's a strong grip, and what we do is we turn the target hand so the V points at the brace clavicle. We match the V on the brace hand so it also points at the brace clavicle. The weak grip, there's neutral. If we turn the hand a little bit more to the target side and the V points at the target clavicle, and we match the brace hand so it points at the target clavicle, that is a weak grip. Notice that in each of these grips, the club face is square to the target line. It doesn't move. The putting grips are another kettle of fish. How many are there? 58 the last time I counted. I'm just kidding. But any grip is satisfactory for putting and perhaps chipping, as long as you can make it work and repeat under pressure. Successful golf is about consistency. Some putting grips are normal target hand high, and you could swing it with one hand. We have target hand low. You could swing it again with one hand. We have the overlap grip, which is basically the little finger in the brace hand overlapping the index finger in the target hand. We can do it with two fingers, and this is called a two-finger overlap. We can go back to what we call a reverse overlap, which is basically the target hand high and the brace hand low, but the index finger of the target hand is actually on top of the little finger in the brace hand. So that's a reverse overlap. This is a regular overlap. Okay? There's a grip we have called palm opposed. If we put the target hand on with the palm looking at you, and we actually put the brace hand on with the palm looking at you, these two palms are opposed, and it locks your wrists up, but it's actually called palms opposed. And there's people that use that. There's a grip that we call, and it's target hand high, but it's called the claw. And actually, the thumb behind pushes against the target thumb, and they call this the claw. It means that the brace hand actually isn't holding on to the club, but it's looking like a claw. It takes some of the right hand out of play. There's one called the pulse grip, and it's used by Bernard Longer quite a bit. He has a longer putter, and he actually, the putter grip comes up to here, and he holds his brace hand on his wrist, and we call it taking your pulse. So he's actually taking his pulse, and it's a long shafted, left hand low, brace hand high grip. There's one called the wrist locked grip, and we can actually turn the hands this way so that the wrists are opposing, and that locks the grips up. It's actually a very weak right grip and a very, very strong left grip, and if we do that, the grips are opposed again and are locked up, so you can't do the normal release. So very strong target hand and a very weak brace hand, not allowing the hands to release. So that's basically a locked up grip. Now, it's going to change, but there's a grip that's called the anchored grip. It's soon going to be over, I think in 2016, but you're now allowed to take a grip and make a putter that's very long, and you can put it in your belly button, and it's now anchored because the top doesn't move. If we've not included your putting grip, please send us an email explaining what works for you. Videos accepted. Now let's talk about stance. It's really very simple. If we stand with our feet together, and I've got a ground stick to help us see that, I've got three possibilities. I can be too narrow, I can be a proper stance, and I can be too wide. Let me demonstrate. If I take a little step forward, target side, and a medium step sideways, that's about proper. My heels are just outside my hips and kind of under my armpit. If I'm too narrow, if I don't step at all, I don't have a very wide base to work with. The other option is I take a big step and a big step to the brace side, so now my feet are outside my shoulders, and that impairs my rotational capability so that basically I'm too wide, and now I'll start to slide. So we've touched on narrow, proper, and too wide. The other aspect of stance is target foot steering. So let me show you what I mean. If I take a little step and a bigger step to my full swing and my putting stance, these feet right now are square to the line. Target foot square, brace foot square. Now we've got three options. I can take the target foot and turn it to the target side, which means it's open. I can square it up and it's square, or I can turn it to the brace side, which is closed. It's opposing the turn through. With the brace foot, you've got the same three possibilities. We can turn the foot to the target side, and that's actually open. A lot of people think it's closed, but that helps us turn. So if we turn both feet forward, they're both open, and it facilitates pivot pressure. If I go square, and that's actually where I want your target, for your brace foot all the time. I want it in a square position. It's optimal for all procedures. If I turn it to the brace side, it's opposing. It's called actually closed, but a lot of people call it open. It stops me from turning. So that's the option. Your feet can be too wide, proper, too narrow. You can have them open, square, and closed. The last issue with the ball location is, let's start off with talking about the body line. I can be too far from the ball, as you can see. I'm behind my body line, and I can't reach the ball. I can get too close to it, and then I'm having to swing too close to my toes. We really want to find the bottom of swing arc and just keep the ball inside the toe. So from a ball location standpoint, we can be too close or too far or correct. The other ball locations are demonstrated right in front of me. I'm going to stand again with my feet together, and I'm going to make a little step with my target foot to the target side, and I'm going to make a bigger step with my brace foot to the brace side, and this is my full swing and my putting. It's my putting stance and alignment, right? So the ball location
is just inside my target ankle, about 1 ball width to a ball and a half. That's where I putt from, and that's where all my full swings take place. The aft ball location is just on or inside my brace inside ankle. That's where I chip from, and my knockdown shots are happening from there. The third ball location position is outside my target foot. When I tee the ball up off the teeing ground for a driver or any club, I want to hit an ascending golf strike, so the ball has to be forward to accommodate that. So the ball location is very simple. It can be too far, proper, too close, and we can have it in the putting position, in the chipping position, and the driving position. Now the last topic is alignment. The way that we best look at alignment is we talk about the railway track. If we turn, so I'm looking down the line, this ground stick is the outside rail on the railway track. The ball sits on it, and the flag is on the railway track at a distance. This close line to my toes now is actually called the body line, or the foot line. They're parallel. There are some opportunities to consider alignment, and they are this. You're either square, or you're closed, you're actually closed to the target line, or you're open. So you can be aligned square, you can be aligned open or parallel, and sometimes we call that closed. The last little point I want to make here is that it's about the target foot flare, and it's kind of a stance topic, but it fits in with alignment, so I saved it for now. If I put both of my toes on the target line and I flare my target foot to let my hips clear, you'll notice that my target toe is quite a ways behind the target line. I'm sure you now have a grasp on these loyal foot soldiers. This knowledge never gets old or stale. Let's keep moving forward and expanding our horizons. We have covered the 5 setups and shall now talk about the next group of our 5 golf fundamentals. They are very simple 5 executions. Let's keep applying more coats of paint to the big golf barn. Your hard work will make some of this stick and have you having more fun right away. The 5 executions are active or dynamic. They are swinging motion, hands, eyes, ball, and pin. Swinging motion is really what we call tick-tocks. And all I'm really doing is swinging the club back and forth as opposed to tapping the ground. This is stationary and this is active. The hands, they need to be placed on the grip properly, and when they are, they facilitate good golf strikes. The eyes, once our posture is set up, the eyes are at the very top of the body, and they must be acutely aware of where the ball is. The ball's in the bottom of the swing arc, and we call our impact point the bick, or the bottom inside cheek. When we become active, we must know where the ball is. So that's the ball pin section. And once we pivot, waggle, or push through the ball, we actually take our hands and extend to the pin. So that's basically real simple material. We have a ball, we swing through the ball and take it to the pin. So there you have it. 2 of the groups of 5. You might watch this video more than once so you can absorb the concepts more thoroughly. We'll see you in the next video as we explain the other 2 groups of 5. Thank you for spending time with us today. Isn't learning together fun? Please take a moment to contact us directly 24/7 with your comments and questions to askus@555golf.com. Also take a moment to explore the 555 Golf website at www.555golf.com. Once you're there, click on the top left button and subscribe to the award-winning free weekly 555 Golf newsletters and articles. This simple task makes you a free Clubhouse member. We don't advertise, so word of mouth is king.
If you've improved, please tell a friend about us so we keep growing the 555 Army. Glad you're here, and see you again soon.